Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now with me, Vinny Motiwala. Along with me is Ankita Saxena as well. Ankita, very good afternoon to you as
Good
well.
afternoon, Vinny.
But nothing exciting still coming in on the D Street. What's pulling down is HDFC Bank's numbers. That's a heavyweight, let's not forget. So yes, we've seen that subduedness coming in the trading session today also. As of now, look at the Nifty trading at the day's lowest point, down 1.7%. HDFC Bank down 7%, almost 13-14% weightage is what it has on the Nifty as well. Kotak Mahindra Bank is another bank also that is a bit subdued in trade as well. Overall, the banking space, Nifty Bank, that's also seeing a sharp decline because of all the fall that we've seen coming in from HDFC Bank as well as other banks which are trending downwards as well. So Kotak Bank also down 3%. Other than that, when you're looking at the mid cap, small cap, that too is quite subdued in trade. Mid cap is down almost 0.8% in trade. Small cap down almost 1% as well. Yes, though it's slight bit better than the benchmark indices, but surely there's no relief coming in whether you talk the large caps or the mid cap names. Nothing exciting that is happening on that front. Only some excitement coming in some of these IT names. So whether you look at an HCL Tech, that's managing to hold on to some bit of a green there as well. And other than that, we have Infosys managing to hold on to some strength. LTTS, obviously some of these individual names, but a lot more names will be buzzing in trade. Why are they buzzing or why are they falling? And that's what we'll be discussing on the show all throughout the next 1 hour as well, Ankita.
That's right, Vinny. Markets clearly in the blue, feeling blue right now. But we'll move on to an ET Now exclusive then, because sources are telling ET Now that fuel prices reduction is likely to see a delay. My colleague Prakash Priyadarshi is joining in with more details.
Yes, we are learning from our sources that any reduction in petrol diesel prices will take some time due to Red Sea crisis issue. We are given to understand that the government is very much cautious due to this issue. In fact, government will take some pause before taking any decision. It will wait for this situation to get resolved before going ahead. However, we are given to understand that yes, there is a proposal before the government to take a reduction in petrol diesel prices on back of a strong profit making by the oil marketing companies. And several discussions have also taken place within the government, but the oil ministry believes that volatility remains there in the market, and Red Sea crisis is going to be a bigger challenge for the government. As you are aware that the oil marketing companies have registered a very strong profit in last 3 quarters. In fact, they are making profit on sale of petrol and diesel. They are making profit of rupees 9 to 10 per litre on sale of petrol and rupees 2 to 3 per litre on sale of diesel. But the two important factors are there that is going to play a very critical role in such decision. The first one is, of course, the crisis in Red Sea, the challenge which is there on this route, and the second important factor is, of course, Q3 results of the oil marketing companies. So the government will take these two factors into account before taking any decision going forward.
Okay, Prakash, thank you so much for that exclusive story. Fuel prices, that's something everyone's going to be keeping an eye out on, right? And the Red Sea issue, right, Prakash was mentioning. So keeping an eye out on that. Thank you so much for that. But let's get started with all those individual movers in trade on the back of news flows or on the back of technicals. And on the technicals, we are joined by Dhwani Patel joining in with us, while from the research team, we have Snehi as well as Ashesha joining in with us. A very good afternoon to all three of you all as well. And let me start then, as always, with the first stock that we'll talk about. And I highlighted a bit about it. That's HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank today is down and out in trade. Nothing exciting that has happened. And, overall, when you looked at the numbers also coming in, an inline set of numbers came in from the company. But NPS, yes, they were down, but that means a positive sign, obviously, for the banking space, right? Your non-performing assets are doing reducing, so that's a positive there. But key con call takeaways, which caused a bit of a jitter for the market, was that the deposit growth has slowed down a bit. The deposit rate was that has to outpace the loan growth as well, and the NIMs are expected to improve, but the CASA is something which will bring down the share of the borrowings and the total liabilities. Now overall, CLSA has said that they're cutting their estimates by 3 to 5% as well on account of the lower deposit and loan growth that is expected. So that's a concern on that front that is keeping the streets a bit jittery. Even Axis Capital, they have cut to their FY24, FY25 estimates by 4 to 5% to factor in the slower loan growth as well as the lower NIMs. So that one factor that is everywhere is that slower loan growth is a concern, and that was the main reason that we saw that fall coming in as well. And HDFC Bank, obviously the merged entities, what we're comparing, we compare the numbers also on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but jittery for the street today, down 7% as of now.
And well, we'll move on to the next stock in focus, which is Polycab. Now, remember Polycab in the last fortnight, it was down a good 28% after that, the news of that allegation for that tax evasion had come out. Company, of course, came out and gave a clarification as well. But then two brokerage notes also came out by Goldman Sachs and Jefferies that maintained a buy on this stock. And in the last 3 sessions, this stock has been up and away. It's up 2%. Market is showing a lot of strength, a lot of positivity on this stock. But today it is in news on the back of the results that it is going to be posting tomorrow, and we'll quickly take a look at what the street is really penciling in for this counter. Now, revenues are expected to come in at 4,377 crores versus 3,700 crores, which is up 17% on a year-on-year basis. PAT is also likely to go up by 15%. EBITDA is expected to come in at 606 crores versus 503 crores on a year-on-year basis, up 20%, and the margins are also likely to see slight bit of an improvement, coming in at 13.8% versus 13.5%. Now, the revenue growth is mainly likely to be led by the B2B segment and the export sales. Additionally, the festive season is also expected to aid the revenue growth. Margins are likely to expand slightly, as I mentioned previously. Operating leverage from cable and the wire volume is likely to be good. And on the back of this, what the street is really penciling in, the stock is up 2% in trade today.
Absolutely, that's what we're keeping an eye out on in terms of the earnings for Polycabs as of now. Let's keep an eye out on that. But Dhwani, your first stock for today, ITC. What are you expecting in terms of the charts here? Yes, last year it was all the rage, but this year do you think that's going to be the rage? Because it seems like it's dying down in terms of the talk of the town name that it had.
So ITC is definitely in focus for me right now, for the reason being that we definitely saw some up moves coming in where stock made a bottom at 425 recently. From there we've seen an uprise. 470 is where the stock is trading currently, and from current levels also I see still more fuel left into the fire. And we've also very well know that this is one of the stocks that must be on your radar when it comes to the budgetary talks as well. So yes, I have a buy on ITC from the current levels. One can keep a stop loss over here at 460 till the time we are not breaching 460 to 458 on the lower side. This stock is on the buy list. From current levels, the target for me comes up at 493 to 95.
All right, moving on. Shresha, you have picked out Asian Paints for us. Now, Asian Paints, the results are going to be out anytime soon. Tell us, what is the street penciling in?
Well, yes, we are expecting good set of numbers for Asian Paints this time. Volume growth is expected to come in at about 10% on a year-on-year basis. And growth this time in this quarter is expected to be driven by delayed festive season, wedding season and lower base of last year. As far as numbers are concerned, revenues could come in at about 9,400 odd crores, which will be an uptick of about 8 to 10%, both on a sequential and on a year-on-year basis. Margins too are expected to expand to about 21.5% versus 20.2% that the company had reported same time last year. So on a sequential basis, we are expecting margins to expand by about 130 basis points, and this is on account of lower raw material costs in the quarter gone by. Increased competitive intensity, especially because of Grasim's entry in the later half of this quarter. Outlook on demand, raw material prices and capex plans will be the key monitorables as far as Asian Paints numbers are concerned. Remember, the company has given volume growth guidance of low double digit for the year. So we will keep an eye out on Asian Paints ahead of its numbers. The stock is not reacting much. It will be reporting its numbers anytime soon.
Absolutely, keeping an eye out on the paints major company Asian Paints today. Let's move on and talk about a private bank, a large private bank, and Kotak Mahindra Bank, Dhwani. This one, when you look at it in terms of the performance, has been quite dull, subdued, nothing exciting, right, over the last couple of years. Today, given with the HDFC Bank, that fall has come in for Kotak Mahindra Bank as well. Would you say it's an exciting time, to finally pick this up, and charts are indicating a better story?
No, I differ over there. The charts over here, what we talk about is since October 2021, we've not seen the stock made a new high. It's constantly trading in a downward to sideways trajectory. Today, what we are seeing as the down move in this particular counter, it opens the gates for further profit booking or selling coming in on this counter from the current levels. One can go short. The next target on radar for Kotak Mahindra Bank on the lower side is of 1719. Once we break that, we'll see further fall coming in, but for current price, 1719 is the target. The stop loss that one needs to maintain over here is ideally of 1800.
All right, moving on to the next stock of the day, Capri Global. Snehi, you've picked up that counter. Tell us what is fueling this stock?
Well, yes, this counter is up and away in trade as we speak. Almost 8.5% uptick can be seen on this stock, even on the day where the markets are subdued. So let me take you through what's fueling this stock today. And the company has received a composite corporate agency license from IRDAI, which is the insurance regulator in India, to distribute life, general and health insurance products. Now, the company says that it plans to develop insurance platform to maximize this license, and it also aims to leverage the robust active client base that it has of 270,000 clients to cross-sell insurance products. They also expect to generate a net fee income of 20 crore rupees from this insurance cross-selling in FY25. And we caught up with the management earlier today as well, and they said that by 2025 they aim to have 5.5 lakh customers, which is exactly the double of what they have as of now. So that's a very positive guidance coming ahead, and strong outlook also coming in from the company. So on the basis of that, the stock is up and away as we speak. 8.3% uptick coming in as we speak.
Okay, that's the view coming in on Capri Global, but that was 6 stocks down. We have many more stocks to go. So let's just slip into a short break. We'll be back with more.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Vinny Motiwala. And viewers, we are taking you through all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade, and we're joined by our technical analyst Dhwani, who's with us. Dhwani, tell us, you've picked out Mastech for us. Tell us what are you penciling in on this stock? In the last 6 months, it's given us a move of good 35%. Last 1 month, if you look at year-to-date performance, it's given an up move of 5%. Right now, what is your call in this stock?
So it's for the ones who have missed the entry on this particular counter. If we see on a daily chart, the stock has given a breakout again about 2820 levels, and we are currently trading on the upside for this particular counter. One can go definitely long again into this one for a target of 3400. This is a positional call that will go on for about 3 to 4 months of a time frame. And on the lower side, the stop loss that one needs to maintain over here is of 2815.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on those levels over there. But let's move on and talk about Eicher Motors. This one has been in focus in the last couple of trading sessions. And interestingly, actually, what has happened is we've seen 3 brokerages that have downgraded Eicher. Today there was a note that came in from CLSA downgrading Eicher. But in the last 2 days, when you look at it, also on the 15th, we did have Investec that downgraded Eicher to a sell from a previous hold. They said there's an increased competitive intensity, slowdown in the growth momentum for Royal Enfield, and that is why they cut their EPS estimate by 5 to 6% for FY25 and FY26 to factor in the lower volume growth is what they're expecting. Similarly, Morgan Stanley too has downgraded the stock on 16th of January to an underweight from an equal weight rating, and today CLSA, like I mentioned, downgraded it to a sell from an underperformed rating. And all the main reason that came in from all 3 of them was that increased competitive intensity and a potential of a market share loss. That was a concern. So Eicher Motors, yes, has been in focus today. Also, it's a bit subdued in trade, down 1%, and that's been the trend for the stock in the last couple of trading sessions.
That's right, Vinny. Vinny spoke about Eicher Motors, but for the auto space, there are a couple of brokerage notes that came out, and we'll speak about that. First one is CLSA, which is downgraded Bajaj Auto as well. They have downgraded it to sell from underperform, and they've cut the target price to 6,315 rupees per share from 6,382 rupees. Also, Hero MotoCorp, they are maintaining an outperform, and they have hiked the target price to 4,964 rupees. TVS Motors, they're maintaining a sell, and they've hiked the target price to 1,438 rupees from 1,378 rupees. Now, they feel that stocks are a bit overheated there, so they are exercising caution on that. We can see the impact coming on the stocks. Tata TVS Motors is down 0.7%. Bajaj Auto also down 1.5% in trade. They also feel if they see volume growth recovery in the two-wheeler segment, they also see the affordable electric 2 vehicles to drag the margins for these companies. And premium motorcycles are likely to grow faster, and they're maintaining a downgrade in Bajaj Auto on expensive valuations. Now Bernstein has also come out on a note. They are maintaining an outperform on Bajaj Auto. They've hiked the target price to 8,100 rupees. TVS Motors, they are maintaining a market perform, hiked the target price to 2,050 rupees, and on Hero Motor they're maintaining market perform and they've hiked the target price to 3,900 rupees. But on the back of these brokerage notes that have come out, Vinny, like Eicher Motors, all these auto stocks are in focus today. But barring Hero Motor, which is largely flat in trade, we are seeing the knock coming on Bajaj Auto, TVS Motors, and of course Eicher Motors as well.
Absolutely, that's what we're going to be seeing as well, keeping an eye on the auto space. But on that note, we're going to slip into a short break. As we slip into the break, Uttar Pradesh has reached for the very first time to attend the 54th World Economic Forum 2024 in Davos. And as the state presents its economic potential, Times Network brings an exclusive coverage of Davos for you. Reporting live from Switzerland, we have Anuya Yadav, National Editor, Times Network, bringing us everything you need to know about Uttar Pradesh Pavilion. Let's take a look.
डावोस में जिस पवेलियन की झलक आपके लिए देखना बेहद जरूरी है वो है उत्तर प्रदेश का पवेलियन, क्योंकि पहली बार उत्तर प्रदेश डावोस पहुंचा है। जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं, द फोर्थ लार्जेस्ट स्टेट ऑफ आवर कंट्री डेफिनेटली इज एट द कस्प ऑफ अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल जर्नी। और मैं आपको बता दूं कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के आत्मनिर्भर भारत का जो सपना है $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का, उसमें उत्तर प्रदेश जाहिर तौर पर एक अहम रोल अदा करता है, अहम भूमिका अदा करता है। योगी आदित्यनाथ की अगुवाई में जो तमाम पॉलिसीज हैं, जो फेवरेबल पॉलिसीज हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए, उन पर खासतौर पर यहां उत्तर प्रदेश के इस पवेलियन में ध्यान दिया गया है। 25 सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक जो फोकस एरियाज हैं, अगर मैं उनका जिक्र करूं तो जो सेक्टर्स हैं वो है स्टार्टअप, ईवी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पॉलिसी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, डिफेंस, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स। 25 ऐसे सेक्टर्स हैं जिन पर ध्यान यहां पर दिया गया है। और मैं खास बात इस पवेलियन की आपको बता दूं, या उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार की यहां डावोस में बता दूं कि देखिए, इट इज द ओनली इंडियन स्टेट टू रोल आउट द पॉलिसी फॉर फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट, जिस पर सबसे ज्यादा फोकस उत्तर प्रदेश का रहने वाला है। इस पवेलियन में जो कुछ भी हलचल होगी, कौन बड़े मेहमान आने वाले हैं, उन सबसे आपकी मुलाकात कराएंगे। साथ ही साथ जो उत्तर प्रदेश का डेलीगेशन है उनसे भी जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आखिर मकसद क्या है उत्तर प्रदेश का पहली बार डावोस पहुंचने का। जाहिर तौर पर इन्वेस्टमेंट पर तो नजर रहेगी ही, किस तरह का इन्वेस्टमेंट यहां पर अट्रैक्ट किया जाता है। देखिए, मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ की अगुवाई में जो तमाम पॉलिसीज उत्तर प्रदेश लगातार लेकर आता है इन्वेस्टमेंट को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, उसकी झलक हमें इन्वेस्ट यूपी के जो समिट्स होते हैं, कॉन्क्लेव्स होते हैं, उनमें जरूर नजर आती है। और उसी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए ये पूरा का पूरा उत्तर प्रदेश का जो डेलीगेशन है वो डावोस पहुंचा है। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की बात हो, बेहतर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात हो, उन सब की झलक आपको यूपी में दिखती है और उसी झलक को यहां पर भी दर्शाया जाएगा ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसे अट्रैक्ट किया जा सके। टाइम्स नेटवर्क के लिए अनुया यादव के साथ कैमरा पर्सन सचिन रावत, डावोस से।